All right, Betty. I am going to show you a rig that Matthew and Chris kind of showed me. Um, I really like this rig. They use it on the piers to fish on the bottom. I just love it. It's super easy to change in and out of, switch your bait out of. So I would assume up there probably the only thing you're going to be using for is maybe catfish. If you're fishing on the bottom, maybe something with like a strong current, you're just trying to keep something weighted down at the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you. You're gonna need a swivel like that, just one of these guys. See if that'll zoom in a little bit. And then I can just kind of show you right here. I like to use this little O ring right here, and I'll show you why in a second. And then just some line. And you can use whatever you want with those. You're just gonna want to go a little stronger with bigger fish, smaller with smaller fish. Same with the line. So I already went and cut off. This is probably, I don't know, 4 feet of line. Bigger's always better. You can cut away what you don't need. And you start out either end. You're just tying on the swivels. So I know you know a couple knots. There's the one you go just feed it through, come around, and then you just twist it. You're gonna twist it however many times you want, and then you're gonna feed that end through the hole, and you pull that tight, and that creates kind of a noose looking knot, and that's a really strong knot. The other one is probably the one that Chris and Matt have beaten to you. It's super easy. You just grab that line, you make a little loop like that, and you're gonna feed that through whatever you're tying, the hook, the little swivel, whatever. So you have that like that, and then you tie that in a knot, and you want to keep the loop kind of big, and you're bringing that little hole in the middle through the big knot, and then you're putting whatever's on the line, the hook, the lure, whatever, through that hole, and you grab whatever it is, and then you just pull it tight. And see how it kind of looped up a little bit? You just pull whichever line, kind of play with it until it gets tight. You can pull both of them. That's a really easy knot. Here we go. Be a little prettier if I had some pliers. Go ahead and cut the excess off of there, and then you're gonna do the same thing on the other end. I'll just do the other knot just to show you. So you go straight through, pull that, and then you can either hold it and loop it. The twisting method just makes it a little quicker. You wrap it. I usually do about 6 at the very least, and then you just feed that through that little loop that you have at the end. So you feed this little excess piece of line through the loop at the end here. I don't know if you can see that. And this one's a little more technical because it can turn out poorly if you don't pull it tight the right way. So I'm holding onto the hook, and I'm holding onto that one little piece of line, this little piece that I fed through that hole, and then I'm just gonna hold onto this part of the line and pull, and it all kind of just comes together, and it'll wind up, and that's what it's gonna look like. See if I can. It's not really there. Sorta. It's a little fuzzy, sorry. And you can kind of take your nail and pull on the end of that knot. Just pull it down and tighten it a little bit more. And then kind of play with it, make sure it's snug. And then you just cut that little excess piece of line off. And that's the majority of the knots you're going to be tying. You're going to have that kind of set up at the ends. And then what you're doing here is, depending on how far up off the bottom, this is going to be what you attach to the weight. So you're going to get triangle weights, olive weights, any of those things with the little bar. You can just snap right into this. So you can change your weight up really easily. And this is going to sit on the bottom. So however far off the bottom, if you're fishing in weeds, you want to be higher up. So you can kind of adjust this however you want to do it. But you're going to put a loop. So you're going to kind of pinch it like that. And you want this loop to be a little long. I'm doing it about 1 inch, 2 inches. And you just tie a knot. You tie that right in a knot. Just like that. So now you got this line and it's got a little loop in it. And you can do one of those, you can go another 6 inches up, do another one. Right here I'm about 6 inches up from that other knot, 6 inches back from that last swivel. And I'm tying that in a knot as well. And I'll show you why you want to leave a little bit extra room. So these are what you're going to use to attach your hooks. So it's got 2 of these loops here. And I don't know, it's about 4 feet long now, or it's lost a lot of, it was 4 feet, now it's about 2.5 feet. And you got the swivel here at the end, you're going to put your weight on there, and you got the little round swivel over here, and I'll show you what we're going to do with that and why I like doing it like that. And then you got these 2 loops in here. So this is one of the reasons I like this so much. You can put on bait, you can put on, I don't know, if you want to put on some rubbers with some bait, it just makes it really easy to switch this on and off, because all you're doing with this little loop is taking that, pinching it, and you're putting it through whatever you're fishing with. Put it through the eye of the hook, and then you're bringing the hook through that loop. So it just folds right over it, and then it pulls tight right around the edge. And this does not have to be that pretty. Like, it's just, it can come off a little bit. It tightens when you're fishing with it. I do like to kind of get this little loop over the eye of the hook. So I pull that back here, so it's kind of folded over, and then I pull it tight. So now it's still kind of wanting to come off, but that's totally fine. It doesn't have to be that tight, because it will tighten over time. But I do like to get that loop over the eye. And I'm sorry, man, this is not staying in focus. So hopefully you're following along.